We're back with another video, and this one right here, we're strictly talking about why you should quit your 9-to-5 job like I did. So again, I want to say thank you to DoDash. Man, she's really dope. She has a dope YouTube channel. Her YouTube channel is going to be in the description and below. If you're not familiar with her, man, she left her 9-to-5 job and she's doing YouTube full time. So I want to just encourage you to quit your 9-to-5. I had worked all my life. I did 20 years in the military. You know, that was interesting for all my military folk out there. 20 years in the United States Navy. Salute. Did that. And after that, I worked at the Social Security Administration for about 2 years. You know, there are only limited places that make Social Security cards. So we were one of the few places that make Social Security cards. I did that for about 2 years. Then I transitioned over to Fort Bragg, where I was in a government position to where we were managing the transition program for the Army when the soldiers and sailors and airmen and National Guard that's on base, when they got out, we managed that program. So I did that for several years, and my last year of work was at Forces Command on Fort Bragg. And you know, that was going into the pandemic. So the world turned upside down, topsy-turvy, and I had a 1-year-old at the time and a 6-year-old, and I really felt God was telling me, I'm confident God told me to resign from that position. There were a lot of other things going on, stress, depression, all kind of stuff, you know, and a lot of it was linked, you know, to the work, you know, working for someone, you know, that there was, I know a lot of the pressure and the stress and the anxiety and depression was definitely linked to working in certain conditions and whatnot, right? So I put my 2-week notice in, and immediately I felt a weight come off of my shoulders. When I tell you immediately, when I sent the email to HR, I felt the weight come off my shoulders. And I remember standing in that parking lot. I turned around and I looked at that building for the last time. And I said, you'll never work another job again. You'll never work another 9-to-5 again. Now, I had a plan. My plan was to use everything that I learned in the military, in life, to do consulting, business consulting, right? A lot of you guys are sitting at home right now with so many skills. You've learned so many things on different jobs. You know, you may not have done time in the military, but you could be a consultant right now with the things that you know. You're a subject matter expert, a SME, a subject matter expert on something. So I am a subject matter expert on a lot of things business-wise. So a company brought me in, a small trucking company, well, not a small trucking company, it's a multi-million-dollar trucking company. They brought me in, and I did an assessment of their staff, of their processes, right? You know, how they kept their files. And I was able to streamline their processes. I was able to help their staff become better at what they did, the way they thought about doing things, the way they approach things. You know, mentality is everything. Mentality is half the battle. So I was able to do that consistently for several months. You know, and to fast forward it to even now, this Tesla that I'm sitting in, I turned it into a business. You know, I learned how to do Uber for like a year. And once my youngest daughter got into school, into pre-K, now my time was freed up to leave the house because I was a stay-at-home dad for a couple years, for about 4 years, until my daughter was old enough to go to school. And I created my own transportation company, my own luxury transportation company, because I put the suit on. We got the nice white leather in both of the Teslas, and we take people from the Fayetteville, North Carolina area to the RDU airport. We take people from the Fayetteville, Southern Pines area to Charlotte, to Virginia, all these different places, but it's luxury. You know, we put the suit on, we treat you real nice. We got the nice water. You know, we put the bags in the back for you. It's nothing like some of the major, you know, I need a ride services. We're not just a I need a ride service, but I knew for a fact I had to do something. And it's something in you that's telling you you have to do something. There's a vision, there's a dream that God has put into your mind, into your heart, that you know you need to do. But you're so comfortable going into that job. And a lot of you people are being mistreated on some of these jobs. And you deserve better than that. A lot of you are bosses working on jobs right now. You feel it, you know it. But again, I know the bills come in every month and that check coming in feels good. You know, I was making over $100,000 a year working that job and a side hustle that I had. But when I tell you it was the best thing I did to stop doing both of those things, to resign, to immediately go from over $100,000 a year, you know, to way less than that with just my retirement. Come on now. Yeah, it was scary. And I got 2 kids and a wife. Come on, man. It was definitely scary. But to God be the glory. We're still here. We're still making it. We're thriving in our transportation company. We're thriving doing consulting in the business world, bit by bit, day by day. The grind don't stop. And you can't stop. And you can't quit. But you can't quit your job. You can quit that 9 to 5 in the right time. And when God says move, you move. You know, there's a song that kind of goes along with that. But real talk, man, like you're gonna have fear. You're gonna be scared, especially if you're, leading your household, male or female. If you're leading your household, you're gonna not feel like, everything's on you. So think of that side hustle, man, and go out there and do it while you're still working. I was doing consulting while I was still working. Well, actually, I was doing consulting back in 2014 when my daughter Madison was born. The company is called Madison Consulting. When she was born, I was doing it, and we locked in everything in 2018 and was doing a lot more in 2018. But once we actually left the workforce, that's what we're doing now. We're doing consulting, man, and I love it. I love workforce. I love seeing people that aren't sure about things, and we do team building exercises. I love that. I love talking about emotional intelligence. I love it. I love motivating people because, man, this world is tough and people will chew you up and spit you out. And I'm talking about the people that you have loved on, hugged on, and done things for. They will chew you up and spit you out. But you know what? Just like that whale spit Jonah out, spit me out, set me free, and put all those people in your rearview mirror, man. So if I'm talking to you and you're supposed to quit that 9 to 5, do it.